Hello, thank you for tuning in to the Diaspora panel. We are the voice of the diaspora, and I do have with me tonight, I have Mr. Lawal, all the way from Calgary in Canada. Mr. Lawal, you are welcome to today's meeting.
Thank you for having me here today, and good day to all our viewers.
I also have Mr. Olaitno Adedigba, all the way from New Jersey in America. Mr. Adedigba, you are also welcome.
Thank you for having me this afternoon.
And my name is Dejolaya. I am in Dublin, in the Republic of Ireland, and I want to say a happy welcome to all our new subscribers. And if you are one of the new viewers, if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe now. It means that anytime we do a new video, you'll be one of the first people to know about it. So tonight, we are going to delve into punditry, the permutations, what is likely to happen 2027. We are just about 2 years into the first tenure of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But already we can see the fireworks towards 2027 for a re-election in 2027. So what is likely to play out in 2027? That's what we are going to discuss today. So I'm going to start with you, Shupo. I'm going to start with you. So now, if you look in the last few weeks, we've seen Malam El-Rufai, Decamp from APC to SDP. And he's been calling upon, and we understood that people like Rauf Aregbesola, Kari Fayemi, and some other people are likely, including Rotimi Amechi, all from the AP, are likely to follow him there. And sometimes last week, or this week rather, in the last few days, we also saw that there is a kind of coalition, some group of politicians came together to form a coalition, including Atiku Abubakar, and a few others. We've seen Peter Obi, who has gone into Bauchi to talk with the Bauchi governor, to solicit his help towards the 2027 election. So we've seen what has happened in Rivers State, with the state of emergency. A lot of people have said that this has to do with gaining control of power in Rivers State, so that when 2027 comes, the president will be able to, get the votes in Rivers. So what I want us to do is, let's kind of look at what is likely to happen. Let's say that there's a coalition. Do you see Peter Obi form an alliance with Atiku to become Atiku's vice president? Or do you think Atiku stepping down for Peter Obi and Atiku will not be contesting? Do you see El-Rufai and Peter Obi working together? So do you see a coalition? Do you see all these politicians coming into SDP and in abandoning PDP? What kind of scenario will you be looking at?
Thank you very much. As I said, I believe I said this last week, that the coalition that is in the works, as far as I'm concerned, is a coalition of the disgruntled. I don't believe it's going to go anywhere. As a matter of fact, a coalition that is still in the offing is beginning to even show some evidence of some fractures. And I will deliberate go into exactly what these are. So Nasir El-Rufai is trying to galvanize a movement, of former APC or current APC members and leaders from other parties to join him in the SDP, so that they can have one unified front to fight for the 2027 ticket and hopefully wrestle power from the APC government. But there are factions that are already occurring. So one of the factions that is already occurring is the issue of will the presidency still be zoned to the south? So that's a question actually that other silent members like Segun Showumi, as I understand, who didn't attend the meeting but were invited. Those are some of the questions that they're asking, because they don't want to put their support behind a so-called alliance only for them to be skimmed out by Atiku Abubakar, trying for the third time to try a presidential run. So, and this comes to the crux of it. Are these people coming together because they ideologically believe that the APC government is taking Nigeria in the wrong direction, and ideologically they have a better option that they can offer Nigerians? My conclusion is it is not based on ideological differences. It is based on personal ambition of about 3 or 4 of all of the people so far that you've named. Peter Obi, I will probably say, is maybe different because he had the obedient and he still has a sizable portion of the obedient movement supporting him. But Nasir El-Rufai is only for personal reasons. Atiku Abubakar as well, I'm not convinced he's going to give up his presidential ambitions. So we saw what happened in the PDP, because Atiku did not surrender his presidential ambition. He basically ruined the PDP's ability to contest and up till now function as a true opposition party. So I don't see that alliance going anywhere. I think they're already fractured, and I believe since it is a coalition of disgruntled people, their grievances will eventually come out, and that alliance will fracture into many pieces.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Lighton.
Yes.
The recurring decimal in this opposition is Atiku Abubakar. Now, if there's a coalition, it should be very, very foolhardy of Atiku Abubakar to think that it could be on the ticket. Atiku is a very, very smart politician. He's a very clever politician. He's a very brilliant man. He and others around him should know that what people are saying is that it is the turn of the South, so that the South should complete its 8 terms by having another 4 years. So no, I don't think Atiku himself knows that he will get a support, to run against Tinubu in 2027. Now, let's assume that Atiku look at this from this point of view and say, okay, let's allow the South to complete its 8th year, and let me wait till 2035. Okay? Atiku will be about 84, 85, but age is just a number. And I pray for him that God will give him a long life.
Amen.
Now, if Atiku says, okay, I'm not going to contest in 2027, I will wait till 2031, when it's going to be an all-not affair. And then nobody will be coming out from the South, and then I can contest and I can win. In that kind of scenario, if he supports Peter Obi, for example, it means Obi will become president if he wins in 2027. But Obi may want to run for 2 terms. That means Obi will run in 2027, run again in 2031, because Obi will say, well, the Southeast will say, well, we want our own 2 terms. Okay? But if Atiku says, if I support Tinubu now, Tinubu can only be there for another 4 years. And then I will be able to now compete, possibly on the platform of APC itself, which is the ruling party, which in this instance, Atiku may likely then decamp to the APC before 2027. So now if you are Atiku Abubakar and you're not going to contest in 2027, and you have this option to support Tinubu and then wait for another 2 years, 4 years, or support Peter Obi, who may likely run for 2 years, for 2 terms, which are about 8 years. What do you think Atiku will do?
Yes. Thank you for that question. First and foremost, the coming together of disgruntled people is dead on arrival. They are coming together is dead on arrival. Everybody, all of them, they are talking about their own inordinate ambition. None of them ever talk of how they want to improve the lot of Nigerians. Right. Atiku Abubakar, for his inordinate ambition, is not the type that he knows that after Buhari, he knew that after Buhari, that it is now the turn of the South to produce the president. Remember, he contested, right? And he lost. For his inordinate ambition, if he want to contest again, right? Given he will never support Obi to become the president while he relaxed and be a kingmaker, right? What he will definitely do is he want to contest, and his Atiku inordinate ambition is what will destroy the party. Whatever the name they call their maybe merger and acquisition. So they are marching together, it will not work. I'm quite sure of that because of the inordinate ambition of Atiku. And Obi, considering the fact that he has a lot of followers, he will believe that he can do it all alone. Obi will not be the vice president to Atiku, right? And he knows that if he becomes vice president to Atiku, people will not support him. Some people who are supporting him now, they will not support him, right? So, that is why I say he's dead on arrival, right? Because of their El-Rufai, he just wants everybody to come to wrestle power from him. But the terms of engagement is never disclosed. So already I've been seeing some Northerners. They have been saying,
what advice will you give Atiku now?
The advice I can give Atiku is to step down for Obi and somebody else to become to be running mate an heavyweight politician from the north to be vice president to Obi. Let Obi contest for the president. Let the heavyweight politician, then they give him support. But Atiku should not contest.
So Atiku should stay in.
I've been hearing some Northerners, they say, no, anybody can become
So we can't hear you now. We can't hear you.
He said anybody can become the president. Provided they come from anywhere, because provided he is ready to make to rescue power from Tinubu, that is what they are saying. But they forgot that they want what the Northerners they want somebody from the north to become the president, but they don't want to say that. They said no, that is what they are saying. Galadima and supporter of Atiku, one supporter of Atiku, who may also, it may be email also. He said anybody can come from the north, anybody can come from the east. Let them become the president, just to rescue power from Tinubu. That is what they are saying. But I know they will not support Obi to become the president. Thank you.
Okay. Shukor, I'm looking at what we call electoral value. Electoral value. When you look at all the candidates, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, electoral value, 12 states. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, electoral value, 12 states.
Obi.
Peter Obi, His Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi, electoral value, 11 states plus Abuja. Rabiu Kwankwaso, Dr. Rabiu Kwankwaso, 1 state. Governor El-Rufai, 0 states. Kayode Fayemi, 1 state. Rauf Adegbeshola, 0 state. Rotimi Amechi, 0 state. So when you look at the electoral value. And you now have President Tinubu on one side. I'm presuming that Atiku will realize his dream. It's on one side. Peter Obi on one side. And you have the El-Rufai group on one side. How do you think things will play out? Do you think we are still likely to see a repeat of 2023 where Tinubu will possibly have another maybe under 12 states or even more, and Atiku will come distant second, and then Peter Obi? Are we likely to see the same thing? Or do you think that Peter Obi can do a deal with Kwankwaso or with Atiku or with the El-Rufai group? Because what they need now is one big group against the APC. What can they do to tinker, to rescue power from the APC?
So I think that the real deal maker in all of this, quite honestly, is Peter Obi, because he has the obedient movement behind him. He's weakened a little bit because of all that is happening in the Labour Party. And I've always argued that if he can resolve all of the political leadership issues in the Labour Party, it will actually strengthen him as a candidate and will make him more appealing to voters outside of the obedient base, because that would have been a good way for him to demonstrate that he can lead and that he can bring warring parties, to achieve an objective. Atiku Abubakar is in a much worse position, I would say, than he was before, because after the election, what I expected was that he would galvanize the PDP into a formidable opposition. That has not happened. And we continue to see the likes of Wike still in the PDP, causing problems in Rivers, which is a PDP state. So that has, in my opinion, has not really benefited Atiku, because it was an opportunity for him to demonstrate leadership as well and form a coalition, around the PDP. But as is his normal, behavior, he left after the election, and he's going to come back, before 2027 to try and get the party's ticket again. I think to Atiku Abubakar, political parties are basically means for him to achieve his own personal objectives. And people see that. I think the time, quite honestly, for him is gone. The only other person that I think, potentially could form an alliance, and that will be an alliance that he will support now, for him to be able to get on the presidential ticket in the future, would be Nasir El-Rufai. And right now, he's not playing his cards very well either. Rabiu Kwankwaso is not going to go anywhere. His influence is not more than in Kano. And quite honestly, his influence even in Kano right now is, on very, very shaky grounds. He thought initially, when there were conversations between NNDP and Labour Party, forming a coalition, he wanted to be on top of the ticket. I think the result of the election shows, quite frankly, that he was punching way above his league. That's just the reality. I think Obi has a lot to lose in all of this, and he, to me, is the main deal maker. If he remains in Labour Party and he galvanizes the obedient movement and tries to appeal to voters in other regions, I think he stands a chance. But that means he needs to remain in Labour Party. Atiku Abubakar, Rabiu Kwankwaso, Nasir El-Rufai are all disgruntled. There is not much that they can achieve together unless they all come together to support Peter Obi to, have a two-man showdown in 2027, which will be Tinubu versus Obi. But any other party that comes in will likely divide the opposition votes, which will be a pseudo victory. So I think let's wait and see what the coalition looks like. But if it ends up to be a two-man race, then we'll see who the players are. If it is more than two, it is a de facto win for Ahmed Tinubu.
Okay. So, there has been some speculation before that Nasir El-Rufai was trying to pair up with Fayemi, at the top of the ticket, and Nasir El-Rufai as the vice presidential candidate. Now, let's assume that this happened in SDP. Fayemi becomes the SDP candidate, Nasir El-Rufai becomes the vice presidential candidate, and Atiku was not able to convince PDP, to give him the ticket. Atiku moves away from PDP, goes to SDP, and possibly maybe Kwankwaso, who has not been able to support Peter Obi, now say, well, I can't support Peter Obi, but for some reason I can support Fayemi. Kwankwaso moves to SDP, and you have, Rotimi Amaechi and all these people. Everybody now goes over to SDP as a coalition, including Atiku Abubakar, and they are ready to promote Fayemi and El-Rufai. So you have them on one side, and then you have the obedience in the Labour Party one side, or maybe with the PDP on one side, and then you have APC on one side. In that kind of scenario, how do you think things will play out?
Nasir El-Rufai and Fayemi, they will have some sympathizers. They will have supporters, even from core APC members. But the question is, can their mandates, people who volunteer their mandates, it will be minimal, right? So there is no way their impact will not be felt. Like to win a whole APC, it cannot be felt. Don't forget, Fayemi doesn't have base in the Ekiti State. He cannot win election. When he was the governor, he cannot, right?
He will be able to deliver at least 25% of Ekiti State. Yeah, he will
win.
If it's on the ticket as presidential candidate, he will win the state.
He will win in the Ekiti State, but not in the other southwestern states.
Maybe not. Right? Maybe not. We don't know. Maybe you don't know yet.
I know that, because I'm quite sure of that. What we are now saying in essence is, these people, they should come together, right? Amalgamation of Peter Obi. If Peter Obi should move to their side, and he's not running alone, he's not doing it alone, and that is when they can make an impact. But if Peter Obi on one side, El-Rufai and Fayemi on one side, no, they cannot make any impact. I'm quite sure of that. An impact such that we win a presidential election. No, it is not done. They can't make any impact. And I know Atiku will not support, if they don't put Atiku down, they will not receive the blessing of Atiku. That is what I know. I'm quite sure of that. Thank you.
Okay. Shukwa, this will be your last question. Is APC beatable? What kind of coalition can beat APC?
No political party is infallible. So the truth is, yes, APC can be defeated. But you can defeat APC only based on a coalition that is bound by certain ideology that is different from what the current government is offering. That would be the first thing. The second thing is that coalition must have an existing structure. I know people would argue that, Labour Party was said to not have any structure, but there was a movement that galvanized behind Labour Party. We didn't see it as a structure, but in many shapes and fashion, it was. It was just not a structure that we understand in the typical sense of how political parties have, structure in Nigeria as of today. So you need a party that has an ideological difference. We can say now, renewed hope is no hope. Well, we can count on certain legislative things that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing that I strongly believe people are looking at, are watching, and are loving. You have to be able to, give a contrast of what you will do, in Nigeria, not just that you want to wrestle power. And you have to be able to mobilize people. You have to have a base. You have to be able to mobilize your base, and you have to be able to reach out to voters in other bases. I see Peter Gregory Obi as having a lot of it. I don't believe National El-Rufai is going to punch anywhere near. He'll make a lot of noise now. When it gets very closer to 2027, you will see that noise will begin to diminish. Atiku is still a wait and see. Let us wait and see if he will throw his weight behind another candidate and bow out of contesting in this cycle, or whether he will try and contest again.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Lighton, the question is, how can APC remain unbeatable?
Yes, APC will remain unbeatable with social program that can impact meaningfully into the lives of the people.
Which they are already doing now.
Which they are already doing, right? And they need to commission a lot of projects that people will see. The prices of oil should come down. The food, all their state governors, they should embark on massive agricultural production, right? And be subsidizing it to the people. Already, I can see the people, the can meeting President Tinubu that they want a state. I mean they want a university, right? Catholic. I saw the Catholics. The meeting with President Tinubu with that, and the people in Kogi, in Plateau, in all these areas, they are now meeting him. The Kaduna state that the PDP won, that where they have, though they have 25%, but this time around, slide, they will win that place. APC will win. So these are the areas APC is. I'm sure if APC should continue in this trend, APC will definitely post home as a winner. Come 2027, no doubt about it. Right? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Because the opposition, they are just coming out. They are not serious about what they are doing. And moreover, people are tired of Fulanis. People will be killing them, and the government in power, they will not raise an eyebrow. They will not. So do we want Fulani again? Fulani to come back again?
We don't want to attack we don't want to attack any particular tribe. Okay, so but anyway, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. So anyway, we've come to the end of today's deliberation, and so my view is that for the opposition, if you want to snatch power from APC and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if they really want to snatch power, all the opposition must come onto one side together. Peter Obi, Kwankwaso, Atiku Abubakar, El-Rufai, Rotimi Amechi, Fashola, Aregbesola, they must all group together in one side and possibly present somebody like Peter Obi, and then find another candidate for him as the first presidential candidate. If they do that, they become formidable. Now, for APC to continue to maintain, their lead, the president and the APC government, you must solve the currency problem. If you continue to exchange Naira at 1,500, I'm not sure that you're going to gain people's confidence. You must stop importing fuel. You already have 650,000 barrels, barrels of refinery by Dangote in Nigeria. Why is NNPC still importing fuel and wasting dollars? So these are things that the APC government needs to do. APC government needs to start a process of restructuring. What has happened to state police? Why is the federal government, why are they dragging their foot on state police? So then what's happening to our agriculture? Where are the food? We've spent a lot of money. Where are they? Social intervention, what is going? So these are things that the APC, is a progressive government. They need to solve this problem before 2027 if they want anyone to take them seriously. And that's where we're going to anchor it today. So I want to say a big thank you, Mr. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Thank you for coming to today's meeting.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
And Mr. Lawal, thank you again for coming to today's meeting.
Thank you for having me.
To all our viewers, I want to say again, thank you so much for viewing, and please subscribe right now. It means next time we'll do the next video, you'll be one of the first people to be informed. So I want to say again, thank you and have a lovely day. Goodbye. Thank you.